This is the Jordan Jonas signature card. Jordan is a primitive skills expert and the winner of the Season 6 Alone show. So like all of the Grimm cards, there is a tool retention system on the back of these. That means all of the tools come out. The first time you take a tool out, there is usually a small metal tab that has to break free. So once that's out, you can use the tool, reattach it to the card, and it's good to go. So this white backer actually peels away and you can stick this to something. It is small and thin enough to fit in the credit card slot of your wallet or in a small survival tent. Jordan's card has a lot of really unique features, and the first one is going to be the net shuttle. So with this netting shuttle, or netting needle as some people call them, taken out of the card, you can see what this is. This is a tool designed to hold cordage, and it's going to help you weave a net. So of course most people think nets and you're going to be thinking a gill net, so you can use this for fishing, which you absolutely can. You can also catch land mammals with a net. You can make containers with nets and backpacks with nets, so it's a great skill to learn. You can carve these out of wood, but you have to get these very thin, and there's a tendency for the grain to blow out on these, so it's one of the harder things to carve. Without the skill, this tool is not going to do you a lot of good. I will go over net making in a future video. So embedded in this netting shuttle, there's a couple additional tools. We see a needle and we see the trigger for a Paiute trap. Now, needles are something I talked about before. A lot of people overlook them. It is a great thing to have with you for first aid and for maintaining your gear. There's a reason needles were one of the more desired trade items on the American frontier. So this bar is the trigger for a Paiute trap. So a Paiute trap is the most sensitive deadfall trap that I'm aware of. So this is going to be great for small game and for micro trapping. I'm going to go over in detail how to set all the primitive traps on all of the Grimm cards in future videos. So sticking with the trapping theme, I have a longer bar, a shorter bar, and a trigger pin, and that's going to make a split stick deadfall trap. So both of the split sticks have a small step in them, and what that step does is that's going to let the two sides overlap, and then the bait pin's going to hold them together. So there's a pretty good shot of the bait pin, how it is holding the two sticks together. And then this would go under a weight and you would bait the pin itself. And then when an animal messes with the trigger, that's going to drop the trap. Now to adjust the sensitivity of that trap, or to sharpen your fishing hooks or your arrowhead, there is a piece of sandpaper included. So this sandpaper is exactly the same size as the card. So there's also an arrowhead included in this card, and this one is actually serrated. So you could also use this as a spear. You could use this on an atlatl point as well. And in a pinch, this would be your cutting tool because there is no knife in this card. So with this serration on here, I would be able to cut through any natural fiber pretty easily. So there's also an awl included in this card. And you can see the awl's got a really fine point on it that actually tapers, so you can make a larger hole depending on how deep you bore with this awl. There's also a hole halfway through the awl, and what that hole is going to do is let you sew through heavier fabrics such as leather. So this is going to work similar to a speed stitch. I've also got 6 fishing hooks, 4 with a longer shank and 2 that's designed to work with a lure. So there's a pretty good look at the lure with the hook actually embedded in it. Now there is no foil on this, so it's not actually going to spin. This is just going to reflect and attract the fish. So when I look at the Jordan Jonas card, I'm seeing this is all about food. I've got a split stick trigger. I've got a Paiute trigger as well. That netting needle is going to help me make a fishing net. I can also catch land animals with that same net. I have 6 fishing hooks. 2 of them are designed to work with a lure. That arrowhead, I can either craft a bow, I can attach that to an atlatl. It's also going to work as a spear for small game. And then with the combination of a needle and an awl, I'm able to utilize the hides of the animals that I'm actually able to trap, and I can make crafts and projects. So this is a higher skilled card. This card is going to require you to practice. So luckily, the tools come right off of the cards. You can practice with them, develop those skills, and reattach them to the cards till you need it.